adventures unfold. When the moon shine and the sun glow, plant seeds and see what grows. Water your garden with wishes and dreams, free like a fish in the sea. But listen to me, not everyone listens to dreams. Some hearts are skipping a beat.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to another Lion's Den with Seth. Yo, hopefully y'all having a great Sunday and enjoying everything. And today is going to be an outstanding show because with the seasons change, everybody want to do different things and they may want to relocate, right? And it's always good to know where you stand as far as getting a new home. And that's what we're going to be talking about. But before we go into that, got to get it in with my homie, Larry. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Sunday. It's the best time of the day right here.
I'm telling you, man, it's slow motion. Man. What's going on? How was your weekend, bro?
Weekend was cool, man. I finally got to see Mortal Kombat on Friday. I was pretty ecstatic about it. And I liked the movie overall. I thought they did a really great job. Yeah. It brought back some memories, man, especially some of the finishing moves. I was yelling stuff right before it happened. Bro, I knew he was going to say that when he threw that chain, whatever it was, Scorpio. That was my dude.
Here. You know what?
Yeah, get over here. My son looked at me like, what? I said, this game was out before you was ever thought of.
Exactly. And hey, but look, shout out to Herm. He ain't gonna be able to make it today, which is kind of good because he was hating on Mortal Kombat, right? Look, he's a cornball if he hating on it. Like, listen,
that movie was good. It was straight.
Look, you don't ask for, a Academy Award type of, acting with Mortal Kombat. You already know what it is, but boy, hey, that action was on point. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the. See, look at him. He can't help himself. Forget you. You know what? Whatever. Hey,
don't be like that.
Look, everybody that's out there right now, please make sure you share this, right? Because we got some dope information for y'all. But before we go into that, don't forget the Village, y'all. We're still doing this in front of the mic incentive, right? And so the Village is a nonprofit organization, group of men that mentors young men in the city of St. Louis, y'all. They've been getting it in. And so what we're doing is making sure that we help out as far as the Lions Den to help them with this incentive to get board games for the kids. You understand? Because these kids need to learn how to play spades. You don't want to be walking around like Larry.
Hey, stop it.
You did, almost 40 years old and be but no, seriously though, y'all, look, if y'all do want to give, we appreciate it. This is going on into the end of May. You can cash app $LionsCast. Make sure you put into parentheses the Village, all right, so we can make sure the monies go where it needs to go, right on. But seriously, we do appreciate it. Anything can help, and we want to do what we can to give back. Hopefully y'all can dig that. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, what's going on, Crystal? I want y'all to help us, the Den, the Pride. Welcome Miss Fairlyn Browning. Yeah.
Hello. Hey everybody.
Hey, how you doing, man?
So I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan either.
Okay, well, look, hold on.
It must be a Tennessee thing. There's something in the Tennessee water, I guess.
You know what?
I'm not.
Hey, Larry, look. Okay, so hold on. Let's do this. Let's just go on and take her off. So anyway, back to no. What are you doing? It's okay.
I actually don't watch movies often at all anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I think my car got taken a few months ago because my sister asked me if I had seen The Help, and I was like, "No, I've never seen it." So
wait. You talking about The Help?
Like The Help. You was kind. You was important. Like I've never seen it.
It's okay.
I know.
Okay, look, listen, let me tell you something. I understand this is the Den and we family, right? But thing you don't say in public, you dig?
That's what she told me. She's like, don't tell people that. That's not good.
No, that's not good. But listen, y'all, shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Hey, we got Will still over there serving.
Will.
You know what I'm saying? And Foot's in the background holding us down. You know what I mean? And the whole Pride, everybody's doing it. So, Miss Fairlyn, do you mind telling the ladies and gentlemen a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, my name is Fairlyn Browning. I am a mortgage loan officer and a branch manager with Lenders United here in Clarksville, Tennessee. We specialize in home ownership and mortgage lending for first-time home buyers, veteran home buyers, and investors. We have been in business. I have been in the mortgage industry for a little bit over 15 years. I'm in the financial industry nearly 20 years. So we do everything from financial consultation to assisting home buyers getting prepared for home ownership and also walking them through their doors to new homes.
Okay. Well, welcome. And you know what, we have a large audience of military, prior military.
Yes.
You know,
thank you all so much for your service and what you do for us to keep us safe and keep us having the availability to do what we do here. So we appreciate your all service.
Oh no, thank you. It's an honor. But go ahead, hit it up, Larry.
Yes. So I watch a lot of HGTV, right? And they make it look like it's so easy to just go out and get a loan, go buy a house, and then you can get a little extra to throw in for rentals. Come on.
They're already shaking her head.
I tried to use my VA loan. They was like, yeah, we don't do that. So I wasn't educated, right? I was like, man, I can go to this house, you know, get a $200,000 loan, put, you know, 120 in the house, and then take the other 80 and you know, renovate the house. Yeah, we don't do that. Where do you get that from? So can you educate us on, there are programs or loans out there that you can't do that with, right?
Absolutely. No. So most commonly what that is called is a 203K loan. A 203K loan is a renovation loan. And what that allows you to do is what you see on HGTV a lot of times. You buy a home that's considered a fixer-upper, and it allows you to borrow on that home and then do a loan in conjunction with that for the renovations that you would need on that loan. So that type of loan is normally, or it is coupled with an FHA loan. However, there are some programs that will allow you to use VA lending and couple it with a renovation loan. Those are kind of what we call non-QM loans, or loans that are not going to be held by a normal investor. So you'll be able to do those kind of off the market or off the books until you're able to pull them to a regular VA loan, which would be when your renovations would be finished. So what I always like to tell people is, in the mortgage industry or when you're purchasing a home, there's always going to be more than one way to skin a cat. The one thing that you want to do is you want to have a loan officer or a lender that is knowledgeable about what options that are out there, what those things can do for you. And then we need to be able to work together as a team to get to your end goal. Everybody's end goal is going to be just a little bit differently, but there are always going to be tools in the toolbox to assist you to get where you need to be. But HGTV, I'll say this, HGTV has kind of spoiled us, okay? Because you'll see memes that'll say, you know, I sharpen crayons for a living, like my husband, like fills water bottles, and we are approved for $2.4 million on a home.
Come on now.
It ain't that easy, you know. That's just not that. You know, that's not the real life scenario.
It's not real, and I'm like,
it's not real.
Like, what does this woman do? Oh, I train butterflies, and
so, yeah, you know.
It ain't real life.
It ain't real life.
Wow.
It's scripted reality TV. And then doesn't set you up. You spoke about using your VA loan several times. It doesn't set you up for the nuances that can occur during the mortgage loan process. Because what I tell people all the time is, as a mortgage lender, my job is to be your defense attorney to an underwriter. I am responsible for packaging a loan, presenting a loan case to an underwriter, because, and that's one thing people don't really realize. Your loan officer is not the deciding factor for your purchase of a home. So there are several people that play a part in this. Your loan officer's responsibility is to pre-screen you, to look at your credit score, to look at your overall debt to income ratio. And with the knowledge that we have, we package a loan, we put all of your information together, and we present it to a deciding body, which is the underwriter, who then gives the stamp of approval. My job as your loan officer is to be your defense attorney to plead your case to an underwriter. And so what I have to do is I have to collect factual information, your credit score, your financial obligations that may not appear on a credit score, alimony, child support, anything that may be outside of that. And it's my job to investigate you as a borrower and then present you to somebody who will hopefully sign off on a loan and then say, you know, your loan officer has done the due diligence. I'm just now checking the boxes to ensure that it matches the loan program that they have submitted, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. It does. Wow. So with that being said, there is so much that's going on currently because of the pandemic and things that individuals can do and can't do. But so we got a question that we put in, and here's one of the questions: what advice can you provide for folks that's trying to buy a home and dealing with the lumber shortage issues? Because a lot of people don't know that that is a problem right now. So what would you say?
Yeah, I would say to you, have patience. And it's funny. My husband and I just completed a new build. So we just built a new home. And the normal process for the build of our home should have been 6 to 7 months. It ended up, because we went under contract right before or right after COVID had just, I think it was April when we went under contract. And we should have been in the home in October. We ended up not being able to move in, and the home was not completed until the end of January. But that was due to shortages, due to supply of lumber. Our flooring was delayed. We had to change flooring, cabinetry. A lot of different things occurred because there were supply shortages. That's not going to necessarily impact your loan, so to speak. But what you want to ensure is that you pack patience, because there's not much that they can do to assist. You know, I mean, unless they're going to go out and cut the lumber themselves, and there's not, there's not much there. So what you want to do is just be patient, and then a loan officer and your agent should be in constant communication with each other. That relationship should be one that is synchronized, and they should be able to communicate any sort of delays that would come, any sort of shortages, so that your financial backing is secured. Because what you want to understand, or what you want to make sure of, is things like your rate. If you need to extend a rate because you have delays, and it could possibly cause your rate to change or things of that nature, you need to be in communication with the agent. And a good loan officer is going to have the communication with the agent so that your financial interest is secured and that it's maintained.
Wow. See, you know what? See, that's the stuff they don't tell you about. You understand?
Yeah.
They don't tell you about that. And hey, look, shout out to Herm and also the individual that helped him get his house. Cindy B watching. All right. Yes. And I remember you saying briefly that you have a team of professionals that you work with. So shout out to them. So tell us a little bit about your team.
So 2 of them I've seen. Whitney was Herman's loan officer. She is phenomenal. Whitney is a double, triple, like maybe quadruple threat, but certainly a double threat in the real estate industry. She is a licensed realtor, and she is also a mortgage loan officer, which is it's pretty rare to have someone that knows both sides of the transaction. But we've been blessed to have Whitney alongside us. Kim, I seen her tap in. Kim is our GOAT. Like, she really is. She's the GOAT of the team. She's the real MVP. Kim is our operations manager. I'll give you all a nugget, and I'll tell you, loan or mortgage lending is only going to be as smooth and as seasoned as your operations team is. As a mortgage loan officer, I'm relying on operations to ensure that loans are going and completing as they should. And so Kim is our operations manager. Brandy Mays is our CEO. She's also she's overall the boss, okay? And then under myself, there is Brittany Clark. There's Shannon. We have Trisha Cruz, we have Azarae Browning, Jasmine Farr, and I feel like I might be missing somebody. So, but there are quite a few of us. So we have, we are lax testosterone. It's all girls in the office.
I was just read something about that. Hold on.
Yeah, what a male said it is.
Like, we testosterone in buying the houses. So what you saying? The brother can't sell no houses. That's what it is.
No, you can sell them. We just don't want you to do lending with us right now. No.
You know what? Hold on. Look, on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
we don't need no fair housing, issues. So y'all can come if y'all want to come. We are not discriminating.
Stop it. You already discriminated on the Lions. Look, we got another show called the Lions. You dig? So we're gonna have to. But look, so y'all, look, we're gonna take a little pause for the call since we already been discriminated. And I was getting ready to talk about that. You already doing it. I don't even know if we go do it like that. But nevertheless, y'all, make sure y'all share this, okay? Because this is some good information. And honestly, you have individuals that talk a lot about the housing buying process and they don't know shit about it for real, right? Like they go through all of the heartache, but they don't know the right steps. You get what I'm saying? So
right.
this is the time to share this information and to make sure you tune in, right? So look, we're going to stand by for a pause for the calls, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
As a financial literacy coach and credit repair specialist, Tracy Brown teaches people the importance of personal finance and help them identify and dispute negative items in their credit reports. Her services allow individuals to leverage the Fair Credit Report Act to improve their overall credit score and credit history to position themselves for home ownership, lower interest rates, entrepreneurship, and general wealth. Give Tracy Brown a call at 618-560-3687. One more time, 618-560-3687.
Yo, y'all, look, don't give Tracy Brown a call because first you got to get your credit together before you even get a house, right on? Get out the 300s. Get out the 300s. That ain't right. So anyway, look, ladies and gentlemen, we have the infamous, the guru of this loaning process, Miss Farrellyn Brown, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to Miss Casey Ivy says you forgot about Michael. That's
I did.
One.
See, we do. We just brought me more. So see, that's why Casey keeps me in line. She's gonna make sure.
Shout out to you, Casey. Shout out for you.
Shout out to Casey.
Holding it down. But anyway, so look, we're gonna change directions a little bit. Okay, so. Everybody need a place to live, right on? We all need a place to live, but everyone deserve to be in a location that is conducive to our quality of life. So what have you seen when it comes down to the either change or the systematic, the racial disparities when it comes down to purchasing a home? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, gentrification is real. And for those who do not know what gentrification is, gentrification happens when you will have lower income areas in a particular city where investors will come in and they will purchase homes, they will purchase land that is somewhat what we would consider like the ghetto of the place, the city, or a less desirable place. And they will purchase that at a lower price point. They will build and they push kind of the locals out of the area and they outprice them because they understand that they can purchase it at a low price point, either knock the home down or rebuild it and then price locals out. And so it's called gentrification. So you'll see, I'm in Tennessee. You see that a lot in Nashville, and I'm in Clarksville. And it's actually moving its way down to Clarksville. If you will go into the New Providence area, you'll begin to see New Providence is kind of a less desirable place in the Clarksville area. You'll see that they're like grandma, like who is not very knowledgeable, or sometimes grandparents or families have left homes or they've left land to descendants. And because they do not value, our community does not value ownership as much as other communities.
We value just buying consumer
that has no ROI. It has no return on investment. And it's a generational curse because grandma and grandpa, great grandma and grandpa, really didn't understand the power of a dollar. They had, and so what has happened is, thankfully, the millennial generation and down, we're really starting to get to a place where we want the education. Like, we're demanding that we want to have equal access to certain, like, I'm not trying to sit at a table, I want to build a table. And so our mindset by and large is shifting. But the sad part about it is in places like where you see gentrification happening, what it targets is grandma and them who are in a neighborhood that is fairly established. Because if you go to any like the New Providence here, most of those homes that are owned by 70 and 80-year-old grandparents. They have no mortgages because they were like one of the two of a family that made it. You know what I mean? They made it somewhere. They were able to get out and have a piece of the American pie. So the problem is they got a piece of the American pie, but nobody taught them the value of holding to it. All right. And so because they have no value of holding to it, somebody has the availability to come in and swindle them with a short piece of money to know that they're going to make long money on it. And in my anger in the disparity is, who's going to teach our community that it's about long-term investment? House purchasing for us happens to be a status. We don't want to purchase with the long-term goal in mind. I want to purchase because I want to be able to say I have a big house on the other side of the railroad tracks, right? But what other communities have learned is that real estate is long-term investments.
And nepotism.
It's nepotism. Absolutely.
Gee, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me let the pride understand what you just said. You understand? It is a mouthful and it's so deep, but hearing it from your position speaks volumes, because we are the newer and younger generation. However, we need to take the appropriate steps to not look at our current situation, but set it up for the rest of our generations.
Correct.
Doggone.
Mm-hmm. And we don't do that. You want to know why we don't do that?
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Not even that. Because somehow, as a community, instead of making tables long enough for everybody to eat, we feel that people that sit at the table with us are taking away from what we eat.
Oh my goodness, y'all!
And that's the challenge. You understand? So what they have understood, what other communities, what other ethnicities have understood is, it doesn't take away from me to give to you. What happens is, if we all put in together, we own a block.
Yep.
And that's what I want. That's my passion, is so that those of us who look like us demand a place. And we will never, ever do that without understanding that I can have, it's not that I can't, I counsel homeowners when they come in to me all the time. And they're, especially first-time home buyers, their first question is, how much house can I buy? Because they want to be able to stretch themselves so that it's a nice Facebook post, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that I can snap a picture and say, I mean, we made it, right? And I tell them, why don't you look at this first-time home purchase as an investment for the next one. Why don't we take, because as a first-time home buyer, there's certain options that you have, certain things that you can take advantage of that maybe with the second and third house, you may not be able to do. So why don't we take the one that gives me a hand up and a hand out to make future income for myself?
And you know what? It's so funny that you said that, because you have individuals that want that house and essentially they're working just to keep the house. They can't even enjoy the house. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so, wow, damn it.
Buying above their means.
Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to rewire our thinking towards investment. Home ownership it's an investment. What am I doing? Like I see now the housing market is such an anomaly right now. Like you'll see homeowners like they're going in and supply is so short that they're offering $90,000, $100,000 over the asking price for a home, right? Because they need a home. And so then I have to tell, especially my military clients, here's what I need you to understand. Especially if you're active duty, and this is not going to be a home that you plan to be in for the next 5 to 10 years, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because what you are doing essentially when you do that is you're going into a home saying, I want this home enough that I'm okay to drown in the debt.
Damn it. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, it's not sound investment. Because sound investment says, what's the return on my investment, right? What's the ROI? When an investor is looking at a property, the first thing that they look at is the ROI.
Yes.
What's my return? And if I can't get back more than what I'm putting into it, it's not a good investment. Mm-hmm. And so you have to look at home ownership the same way. And there's really levels to this, you know what I mean? And so you have to know what your potential or what's your end goal with this property. The end goal to a property, if this is forever home, we need to deal with that. It even goes into like interest rates. I have people that are so interest conscious, and I want you to be interest conscious. I want you to get the best that you can get for your particular situation. But I'll hear people say, well, such and such said I can get this rate, but you've had to pay a portion to get that rate, right? It's called rate buy down. You'll buy a rate down so that you get a better rate. And I'll say to them, okay, because what you're looking at is you're looking at what it is right now, right? Mm-hmm. But what's the return on the investment? If you're active duty, the military paying your mortgage anyway. You're not keeping this house forever. So why are you concerned if your BAH, that needs to be the concern. What's my BAH? Can my BAH, can it consume what I'm paying on a mortgage? And if it can, then you've made a sound investment. The reason you have made a sound investment is because PFC Billy on the other side is taking BAH and he'll never get it back. And let me tell y'all something about the military. Once you're done with the military, they done with you.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Okay. Oh, shit. All right, y'all. So look, we got to take a hold on. Listen, I just had this conversation with somebody, but y'all, look, y'all, if y'all digging this, please make sure you share this, y'all. We had to take a break, but listen, we got some jewels being dropped. I don't have all the damn diggity for you, dig, but you deserve them, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, look, this is the Lion's Den. This is the road to your new home, okay? And we have Miss Marilyn Browning in here. Listen, you are getting it in, most definitely. But y'all, for real, we got to take a pause. Boy, she just dropped it. Did you hear what she said, Larry? Did you hear
I heard it. It's hot in here, man. It's hot.
And make it so bad. Individuals feel as though when you get out, it's still all jam good. No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
No.
It's not. You dig? Anyway, look, y'all, we'll be right back.
Monique Slater is a top negotiating, award-winning real estate agent in San Antonio, Texas. Her focus is on educating and empowering individuals on building general wealth through homeownership while providing exponential service with integrity and excellence. Although her heart is for serving first-time homeowners and the military community, her clientele ranges from $100,000 to $2.5 million. Monique has developed an awesome team that can get anyone into a home and has sold homes in less than 6 hours. After servicing the Air Force for over 28 years, retired Chief Slater has a massive network, so she can connect you with an awesome agent anywhere in the U.S. And if you're in San Antonio or relocating there, give Monique a call first to help you find your dream home. Give Monique a call at 210-237-7268.
One thing we can cherish during these times is family dinners. Think about it, the nice, succulent southern fried chicken, baked beans cooked to perfection, creamy macaroni and cheese, cornbread. You get the point. Come check out Kevlar's Grill, where all the meals are cooked with perfection, professionalism, and love. Located outside the Scott Air Force Base back gate inside the VFW is where you can find them. Also, they have military discount for all of our serving members. Give them a call. Their number is 618-416-5700, and that's inside Scott VFW Post 4183. And they also have Grubhub. Call them now and tell them that the Lions Den sent you. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Seth with the Lions Den. Are you or someone you know looking for a tool to help them be more accountable? Check out the Black Collar Mindset, the Art of Strategic Thinking. It's a manual to help maneuver through life strategically by holding yourself accountable every step of the way. Go to theblackcollarmindset.com to grab your copy today. Again, the website is theblackcollarmindset.com. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Let's get it together. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the second half of the Lions Den. We got some great information going on in it. Bruh, can you dig it?
Hey, I'm still trying to cool off, man.
Still trying to cool off.
In here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Farrellyn Brown in this building. All right. Yo, she is getting it in. And you know what? Hold on, look, before you get into it, Larry, and she just dropped a huge dime. First of all, let me let folks know, look, if you don't catch this now, you can always catch this later on the Lions Pride Network on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Right on. Make sure you do this. You feel me? Because not only can you see her face on the big screen, but also yourself. And also, I want to let you guys know this too. For those of you that have questions, shout out to you, Crystal. I see you there. You may have a question there. I want to make sure we post this up for individuals that are interested in calling in. And look, you got a nice fan base out here. You know what I'm saying? Pushing it on out here. So Herm says, what would be the scenario outside of bad credit where you would recommend people not to buy?
You know, I don't know that there is a scenario that I would say not to buy outside of it being something that would not be advantageous for you in the long term. Okay. But no matter what, home ownership is always going to be, if attainable and if possible, it's always going to be better for you than renting. Unless it is something where you know that the market would not be, it wouldn't be possible for you to sell and you would not have the availability to rent, i.e. I'm, here short term, I'm only going to be here, 6 months or below, then I certainly wouldn't suggest you buying. But if you're going to be someplace that you will, look at like a year or out, that a year is enough time in this particular market to purchase and have appreciation of value for a property for you to get some return on that investment. But that would be the time that I would say you need to really sit down and interrogate what that long-term goal is. What am I doing? How long am I going to be at this place? What is it? What's the investment that I'm going to have? If it's a VA loan, we know that in this particular market, you don't have a down payment, but you're going to have to pay closing costs. So will I have enough that when I'm ready to relinquish this property that I can make a turn on my investment? Or is it a property that I could utilize as rental, as a rental that I could rent out and then make some sort of dividend on it at that point? So I think there's a lot of things that we need to consider, but it's very rare that I would say to someone to rent versus buying. Anytime you're renting, of course, you don't get that money back. And here's the deal. You're going to pay somebody's mortgage.
Somebody.
Either you're going to pay yours or your landlord's. But you're paying somebody's mortgage. And I'm stingy with my dollars.
Hey.
And so if I'm going to pay a mortgage, it's going to be my own.
That's right. That's right.
And so that's kind of what we want to look at.
Right on.
Hey, speaking of that, and we're going to stay on that topic, I'm going to talk about the education piece of this, because I think it ties into establishing credit, how to build wealth, and so on and so forth. So I read a few, like I bought my first home 10 years ago. And even 10 years ago, I wasn't that educated on how all this stuff worked and what I was really doing as far as an asset investment. My daughter, she is in the 4th grade, and I think last week she was reading. So they learning like mortgage, they're learning interest, and they're learning taxes.
Really? Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
I'm not making this up. She was reading it, and then she came and asked me questions about it. I'm like, wait, what? So
that's amazing.
They're starting to teach it now, but that definitely didn't have it when I was in school. I didn't learn about personal finance until college. But my point is to you is, for your company, I know 4th grade. I'm not joking him. I guess my school is a good school district for real. But my question to you is for your company. Do you guys do any like outreach, educational things where you're kind of getting folks up to speed on the importance of owning versus renting and all that good stuff that goes with that?
Absolutely. We offer a myriad of home buying classes. So we do partner with local real estate partners, and we do provide home buying seminars to educate the average consumer from everywhere in the credit process. So from credit to what the home buying process should be, what steps you should be taking. So yes, we do quite a bit of education. And unfortunately, sometimes that education happens when they're in our office and they're trying to backtrack to fix things that they've made misplacements on. So it's a large, it's one of our goals to try to educate, very early on. So we'll do, when the opportunity presents itself, we certainly do. But unfortunately, I would say 80 to 90% of the population that I come into contact with are just like you, Larry. And just like, the rest of us, we didn't learn about personal finances until we unfortunately had a couple of bumps on our head. Right. And then, you learn the hard way. And so one of my passions is, I have an 18-year-old son. He's graduating. He just turned 18 and is graduating high school in a couple of weeks. One of the things nobody ever told my mom was the importance of having your child leave home with good credit, right?
See, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I left home with a couple of phone bills in my name that I didn't know about.
Why?
You see?
I had a phone bill and a light bill. I'm like, who?
Like, what happened? How did this occur?
Look, and let me tell you something. This will be real quick and petty. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the parents out there that did that back in the 90s and 80s or whatever. But that was like my first introduction to mail. You understand? Like, that's stuff with my name on it. I thought I was special. It was a damn bill. You get what I'm saying?
Nobody paid.
I'm sorry.
Nobody paid. Yes. So nobody taught me the the importance of that, right? And so being in this industry, I remember the first time I literally walked a 18-year-old through home ownership. And instead of going to college and getting an apartment, her mom ensured that she had a home. And it was intriguing to me. And the girl had an 800 credit score.
Damn.
And I was like, how did that occur? And, after doing research, this was very early on, her mother got 2 credit cards and put the child as an authorized user on 2 credit cards.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I just started doing that myself a couple years ago. Yep.
Here's my pen. So, so an authorized user.
The mom put you need to look at the particulars of the of your credit issuer.
Mm-hmm.
So it just really depends. Some will let you do it like as early as 14, some are 16, some are 17. You just need to figure out which one is going to be the best, right? And so what happens is, so for AJ, that's my son's name. At 16, I opened 2 credit cards with Capital One. I put AJ as an authorized user on both of those cards. I do not use the cards. I have 2 reoccurring subscriptions that go to that card.
Mm-hmm.
The reoccurring subscriptions, I think one is like Netflix and like it's something else. They're very, very small.
Right.
And so because credit utilization with revolving debt is such a missed opportunity for us. We get credit cards and 9 times out of 10, we are 50 to 90% credit utilization on cards.
And we're supposed to stay around the 30, right? No more than 30.
25 is really where you want to be at.
Mm-hmm.
That pops. That's easily an 80 to 90 point disparity in your credit score once you go over 40% of your available credit.
See, that's what I'm talking about. We don't know that. Like, we want to be the best thing, the hottest thing smoking on the block.
No.
You dig? And then and mess around and going broke, trying to look good.
But that's what I did with AJ. I got 2 credit cards. I use them for reoccurring. I don't use them, like I don't slide the cards. And I put him as an authorized user. AJ turned 18 March the 26th. So I checked his credit a few weeks after his 18th birthday. And one of his middle score at this point is a 780. AJ can walk anywhere and get whatever he wants.
Get whatever he wants. You know what? Congratulations on that.
And I'll tell you, the problem is in our community, we have not been taught that credit is leverage. Good credit is leverage.
It's like gold.
It's like gold.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to learn that. And I think I seen a question of someone asked about emphasizing the importance of staying with means.
I was just about to get to that. Shout out to Bill. So yeah, she says, please emphasize the importance of staying within your means again. These banks are proving people to make $40,000 for was 250,000 loans. So what's up with that?
So that's not the particular issue. Sometimes someone making $40,000 can afford a $250,000 home.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about knowing what your debt to income ratio is.
Mm-hmm.
An individual could make $40,000 and have no bills, and the only thing that they have outstanding is a mortgage. A mortgage is amortized over a 30-year term. So it's not necessarily what you make, it's what you do with what you make.
See, Larry, look, where was this at in the 90s? You dig? Listen,
nowhere. But we have it now, and we still not paying attention. If you follow,
still not doing it. But you know what? And listen, again, shout out to you, ma'am. I do appreciate everything that you're saying. But if we really want to move in this game, we have to know how to play the game correctly.
Yes, correctly.
And it's unfortunate that a lot of us, want certain things out of life, but we're not educating ourselves on how to get those things, right? You got everything right here.
Right there, yep.
Right here. And listen, you got fools that don't even know how to use the phone to get the information, but they know how to. Let me stop. Hey, guess what? I bet you can TikTok your ass off, though, can't you? You dig what I'm saying? And credit rolling around the threes, looking stupid. Oh my God.
Hey, and in talking about the importance of credit, right? Because there's some memes out there, and there's some people out, they like to cash out, right? Everything is about cashing out, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
But there is an importance of having a great credit score, even if you're not using. Most people think you got 800 credit score, you're knee high in debt, or they have that misconception. But that doesn't necessarily mean you got a lot of debt. It just means you know how to control your debt and handle it, right? Can you speak on that? Because everybody want to cash out, and you can't cash out on everything. I know the rappers make it look easy, but that's just not the case sometimes.
And credit is leverage, and so are having liquid assets.
Yes.
There are certain things that I will purposely finance because I know the importance of maintaining a credit score. Doesn't mean that I can't do it. So there is the balance in that, right? Sometimes what I will do is, for example, if I buy any big purchase that I make, it does not matter unless it's a home. If it's a huge purchase that I'm going to make, I evaluate what can I purchase and pay off in 90 days. If it's beyond 90 days for me, it needs to have perpetual income tied to it. Like if I'm going to have it over 90 days, what is it going to bring to me, right? And so it is the budgeting portion, and it wasn't always 90 days. Some for some it could be what's a 12-month mark, or what does that look like? But what I am saying is I'm not going to pay someone for an elongated period of time to borrow their money. Right. What I am going to do is I'm going to, and I say this with the most sincerity. We don't learn how to work systems. We allow systems to work us. And so what
I'm glad you said it, because I was going to say it, and people don't listen to me, but they're going to listen to you. You see what I'm saying? Because you're the professional, but go ahead.
Yeah. What I want people to do is learn how to work systems. And that's what wealthy people do. Wealthy people are not, it's so funny. I'll see people argue about people receiving assistance, right? For whatever reason, like, you got all this money, but you're using down payment assistance programs or whatever the case may be, but why not? That's how those that have, if y'all think Bill Gates using his money to make money, you're foolish.
Oh, so that's what I was, you hit it on the head. Listen, rich individuals, I wouldn't even say rich, I would say wealthy. Yeah. Wealthy individuals know the difference between, purchasing things and having things, using their name, right? But also too, they know how to keep money. It's not about what they spend. They learn how to maneuver to put themselves in a situation where money is making money for them.
They've learned money rotation.
God,
and we don't know money rotation. We don't know how to keep money in rotation for us. Somebody said earlier, every dollar must have a job.
Yes.
And we don't know how to employ our money.
Yes, we need to. And
we need to learn.
And not to cut you off though, but it's so serious that we need to understand that the job that we have, what are you doing even at that job? Even if you don't like it, what are you doing with it? How is it setting you up? But hold on, I want to give I put this question up here from Nicole. She says, my father taught me that you should never purchase a car more than 1 year of your annual income and never purchase a home more than 2 times of your annual income. Do you agree with his perspective?
I do. But I will add to that, and it's the same principle that I spoke about a little bit earlier, is knowing that I'm a commissioned individual. So I don't have a steady salary, right? And so I think if we all lived on the principle that one day, like somebody could come in and say, hey, we don't need you anymore. And so I live my life financially to the place that if someone were to ever say, like, you ain't got this or this dries up, that I don't want to jump off a bridge somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not living scared, and I don't have a scarcity mindset, because I have prepared myself that should the roof come off this place, I can put shingles up.
Hey, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah. And so that's the perspective. But I will say there's another token to that side. Scared money never makes money. And so sometimes in real estate, when you get into real estate investment, when you get into buying and flipping homes, some of that becomes a little bit risky. And we have to be able to analyze the risk versus the reward, right? And so sometimes that may or may not be true. Vehicles are not an appreciating asset. As soon as you drive off the lot, you've lost 15 to 20% of the value of what you paid for a vehicle. Okay. Real estate is not the same way. Real estate has appreciating value. So what that means is the longer I am here and I hold on to this asset, the greater it becomes. And so you see a lot of people now that are playing like that. They like to play in the stock market, right? So they're looking at cryptocurrency and things of that nature. That stuff is very volatile. Real estate, let me tell y'all, ain't nobody making no more land.
Nobody.
All the land is already here, right? So real estate will never, it goes in ebbs and flows, yes, right? But it's a long-term gain. I've never hardly seen where real estate would be purchased and it becomes a declining asset. It's always going to usually be an increasing asset. So it's safe money. So I kind of went around the long way to say that sometimes real estate investment may be more than 2 times your annual income. But what's the end goal with it?
See. Okay, hold on.
Gotta have a strategy.
Shit, y'all. Listen, so y'all, I don't think y'all understand. So look, here at the Lions Den, we promise you, we try to give you this education, it's the growth and development, but it's also action, right? Yep. So we don't grab individuals just because they, got a pretty face or they just want to get on the podcast. We try to bring professionals and individuals that have the knowledge and that can help you to help inspire you to get up off your ass. You dig what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Seriously. So I was just going to ask this. So ladies and gentlemen, what do y'all think about this? Okay. We just might have to do a part 2. Y'all put in hashtag part 2 because I know we're getting short on time, but good googly goo. This is outstanding. Didn't even know we was going to get this down. I had no idea, but it happened. But honestly though, real talk, the reason I really do appreciate you being here is because what Larry said, and I do want to echo this. What the pandemic has shown us is that things that we feel as though is going to last forever don't. However, what we can do is we can control how we plan for the future. You get what I mean? So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being on. Wait, first of all, before I say part 2, I ain't even ask you, would you want to come back again?
I would love to come back to chat with you guys.
Right on. Hey, y'all heard it. Okay. Yes. Well, look, hey, Larry, man, what you think about today, brother? What you think?
It's so much because you're not only educating the audience, right? You're also educating us. So it's like there's still things that I had to take mental notes about. I'm like, I didn't think about that, or I'm not thinking that way. Maybe I need to, re-strategize how I look at investing in real estate. So it's not. So you bring so much knowledge that it's like if we don't know, like the networking piece and how important that is. If Herm didn't know you, I wouldn't. You wouldn't have been here today to help me out and help me get myself together, because there's some things I need to clean up too. So
yeah, shout out to Herm, even though he ain't like Mortal Kombat hater. But so listen, but it seemed like your team is interested in coming on. You think they're ready for the den too?
Yes.
All right, I think that's it. Well, listen,
We'll even bring the testosterone.
Please, okay, because listen, all this femininity, it ain't right for the soul, right on. But no, is there any way or anything that you would want to let the audience know about?
Yeah, I mean, again, I would just say, and Larry, you hit the nail on the head. Have a strategy. Know what you're doing. And yes, home ownership is empowering. And I want us all to win, but I want us to win armed with knowledge. And that's going to be the lasting effect. Because while we may have a temporary solution, what I want us to do is build generational wealth.
Yeah. That's key. That is key.
So we could just drop the mic right there, y'all, for real, straight up. And honestly, that's exactly what this is about. Look, if you have children, even if you have if you're aspiring to have children or just have a future, you have a future, right? This is things to think about, right? How to have your money work for you while you work for it. Right, and know the difference between assets and liability, because majority of the things you got is just a liability, right? It don't mean nothing. Listen, it ain't worth what you think it is, or once you put it on, or once you drive off with it, right on. But yo, this was so dope. I want to thank you, ma'am, for spending this time with us, right? And you taking your time, your Sunday with us. And shout out to everybody that's been watching this and the rest of your team that chimed in. Look, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share. Let the world know your homegirl was on, getting it in and talking to us, old slow men that don't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, don't know how to balance a checkbook, right? Why? You dig? That's a problem. But seriously though, man, we do appreciate you for being on and blessing us with the den. Thank you again, Herm, Will, Puts, and everybody, the Lioness Lair, everybody that's out there, the rest of the pride. We appreciate y'all. So look, don't forget, this is going to be on Roku tomorrow. You understand? Tomorrow. So make sure you download the app and you support us that way. And let me see. Is that it? You got anything else, Larry? Did I hit everything?
Part two. We need a part two because we didn't touch on a lot of things that we need to touch on because you dropped so much. I think you kind of touched on a lot of things, but I think we need a part two. You got to come back. We got to dumb some of this stuff down.
Dumb it down for hey, what is it? Hey, you want to put it out there where the goats can get it. You understand?
Dumb it down.
Yeah, dumb it down. You know what I'm saying? For the simple folk.
But like he said, thank you for your time, because you could actually charge to give this amount of information that you're giving out. And you're giving it out for free. And we got to take heed to that.
Absolutely. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes another time in the den with Seth and the rest of the crew, and we will see y'all soon. All right, y'all stay around and make sure you share, like, and comment. All right, y'all be easy.
All right, thank you guys.
Later.
Have a great one.